All right, I'm not gonna give this one a title because I'm here with Fly again and again and again and again because we got this thing where we just like to get out what we're dealing with or what we may have in common with
Right.
one another. So I had posed this question to him the other day as far as like um men and relationships. Do the guys in our age range seem to be interested in getting married anymore? And if there's any holdups, or even with the pursuit of a woman,
Right.
or do they believe that the women should step up now and be the ones to pursue them? So I just want to hear from him, and hopefully we'll have this great
Right.
dialogue that'll spark interest and conversations and questions from other people who may be listening, even you as listeners or viewers. But yeah, brother, like what is it? Like is it whatever you have first, and then
Right.
we'll go from there.
Well, I speak for myself first because I can't speak for all men. I speak for myself. I know I still want to. I think but I will say this, a lot of guys are thinking a little bit differently now because of so many people looking for reasons and opportunities to use people.
Mhm.
And so that has stopped the pursuit. Sometimes I'll be in the store and I may see someone, I'm like, I could, but I'm not gonna do it. I gotta be for sure because you don't want to approach someone and they're taken or maybe mistake a smile for just a friendly smile for a invite, and then you get made out to be a creep or something like that, or look bad doing
Mhm.
something. So it's a lot of guys now approach things with a lot more caution, and I do the same thing. But I think a lot of them still want to, it just, you keep seeing more and more people get divorced, seeing more and more people go through hardships. But I believe in, finding the exact right person that God has for you.
Mhm.
And you have to be in tune with yourself, and that person has to be in tune with themselves. Um, that person can't complete you and you can't complete that person. You have to come into this situation already completed and heal from all your past wounds. And, I think that's why a lot of failures happen.
Mhm.
And people are jumping in relationships because of lust or different things like that, or the way someone looks. But when it all boils down, can that person pray for you? Is that person willing to go through the battle with you and go through the fire with you and stand there? Because so many people just quit now, and it's easier
Mhm.
to quit. So I think that's where a lot of guys are standing like, man, I can get my needs met some other type of way. So they just like, I ain't even gonna worry with it.
Mhm.
There's no reason to do it. So that's pretty much the stance that I feel. But I know, I speaking for myself, I still want to.
Mhm. And you'll put forth that effort, I guess, to see see it happen the way you want it to,
Right.
instead of like following these traditions or whatnot. Because I had a conversation plenty of times in seeing what this whole traditional thing is about, because we have a desire even as females, and like you said, I can speak for myself only in what I still desire, but sometimes it's that tradition that hangs me up. It kind of causes me to be hesitant more
Right.
so than cautious, because I can be cautious on certain things, but if I have that hesitation, I'm wondering, okay, am I doing the right thing? But along that line, it's like, am I trying to do the right thing for the person that
Right.
introduced us to the tradition? Or am
Right.
I doing it because it's what I feel is right? Or it's
Right.
what I feel is necessary for my well being. Like you said, we have to be careful in who we allow or who we invite into our space,
Right.
being so that I have invited the wrong people into my space, and they have even gone as far as having something to do with the way I think
Right.
nowadays about being married or about being pursued, because it makes me wonder, okay, should I switch it up a little bit? Should I be the one like, hey, I want to get to know you, I want to talk to you or whatnot, because like I said, it's the traditional thing that's kind of like, okay, it's supposed to be one way, but if
Right.
I do it another way, it's wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't want to feel or think that way. So I mean, I don't know if you could speak on that and what you may pick up from females.
Well, I know one thing now, especially who I am now, because I can't, really, back then before I became who I am now. I see a lot of people, females being hesitant because I think, a lot of them have been through a lot of like messed up situations where now when they do see a nice guy, it's like, this can't be real. He
Mhm.
can't be genuine, or if you check on them, because I'm a person that, hey, if you text me and I see it, I'm going to automatically respond. I don't have to wait. I'm not going to make you think that I'm busy when I'm not busy, when 85% of the time we all have our phones in our hands. But people
Mhm.
play those type of mind games and those type of tricks to act like they're not interested when they're interested, or to try to act like, they're busy when they're not busy. But
Mhm.
when it comes to the tradition, I think a lot of people want tradition. It looks good. It looks good on a movie. It looks good on a card. It looks good on your Instagram. But a lot of people are not willing to give up who they are for tradition. They're
Mhm.
not willing to actually take care of themselves, heal themselves, get themselves right in order to fulfill those traditions. And who said tradition can't be changed as well? You can change it that where it fits you and your partner as well. It doesn't have to be like your grandparents did it. It doesn't have to be like your mom and dad did it. It could be the way that you two are going to do it and make it fit your life and your situation.
Mhm.
And I just feel like a lot of people are walking around wounded, you
Mhm.
know, and it's like a scab. And
Right.
every time we meet someone new, you know, we just automatically assume the worst in people. Like we do it all the time. I know I do it sometimes when I'm walking down the street. I'm like, oh Lord, here come this or whatever. And
Yeah.
so we just automatically assume the worst, and we can't do that when it comes to like dating or whatever. And I even see people like, they try to I was talking to one person and she was like, well, the last person that I talked to, it wasted my time. We were like communicating every day for 2 months. And then, we finally hung out and stuff. We realized, this wasn't for us. And I was like, well, that didn't waste your time. I'm pretty sure you gathered some experience from that situation,
Mhm.
instead of trying to talk to multiple people at one time and not getting to know anyone. So
Mhm.
if you focus on that one person and, realize that, hey, at the end, this is not what it's supposed to be. And, you both can leave without being mad at each other or mean to each other, then
Mhm.
you didn't waste your time. You actually learned something from that experience that you don't have to repeat again. But so many people are out here just wounded, hurt, and, a lot of people don't even notice that they're hurt and they're
Mhm.
hurting other people.
Yeah. So with the part where you were talking about um the lady, the female, and what she had experienced before,
Right.
I kind of have that as well, like feeling like I wasted my time because I think I already have things in mind as to what I would like to happen, but when
Right.
it doesn't, then that would spark off to me like, okay, I did waste my time,
Right.
rather than seeing it the way that you would see it, or from a male's perspective, because they still have this thing where you like, um, can't have all your eggs in one basket mentality.
I
I
see more women with that mentality than guys these days. More women have that mentality than guys. Like, not putting all my eggs in one basket. Like, if you can really know it within a couple weeks or a week or two if you really want to
Mhm.
be on that person. So,
Right, right. Instead of playing with people's emotions and all that stuff. So I have been one who tried my best always, even when I talk to a guy, to keep it one track minded, I guess, or just
mm,
make sure that it's just all on that one person. Not trying to weigh any other options. If I'm talking to you, then I'm talking to you, and I'm trying, to make some type of progress or see where this does go. if it
Right.
goes anywhere. But it's just that feeling like that was a failed attempt.
Right.
So therefore, I don't know if it's from the guy's point of view, if you have a certain limit
Hmm.
of feeling like that's one too many failed attempts and I ain't trying no more. Or it just depends on the
I
person.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the person, and I guess how much you like the person. But one thing that someone told me, and I think it was one of my students, they told me you got to have flexible expectations.
Hmm.
So, yeah, having flexible expectations help you not get hurt because, when we meet people, and I was telling a young man this earlier, when we meet people, our minds go 10 years from now. It just rush and just starts to think about this life with this person that we just met the other day. And we
Hmm.
don't know if this person is nice to their mother, nice to their family, or if this person has a criminal record. We don't know anything about this person, but our minds automatically go so quick, and that ultimately gets us hurt a lot of times. So having those flexible expectations gives us the opportunity to, just chill, just take a step back, and what's going to happen is going to happen. It doesn't need our help to happen.
Hmm.
If you just continue to maintain and be yourself, then it's going to happen the way it's supposed to. You can't speed it up. You can't slow it down. It's just going to happen the way this is supposed to, based on you, and having those expectations that way.
Hmm.
You know, you don't get hurt at the end of the day. But trying to talk to multiple people, I had another young lady tell me that, well, because I told her, I said, I just focus on one person,
Hmm.
and she was like, yeah, no, I don't really like that, because she was like, I just figure out who I'm liking, and whoever I like the most, I go out with them the most. I said, that's kind of, I said, you kind of waiting to fail in that sense, because you're going with all these different situations, and you're just waiting to see which one, I guess, you know, you may start at this one before this one, or this one before this one, or whatever it may be. And, you're waiting on those other ones to fail to see if this one is working,
Hmm.
and you're just going through situations, and you hurting people and stuff like that. Because I told her, I said, now if you had a son or a brother,
Hmm.
what would you tell him if a girl told him that they're weighing their options, that you are a option, not
Right.
a deal? And she couldn't answer the question. And I was like, so how do you think I'm going to accept something like that as well, if you wouldn't want that from your own family, or if your own son, if you had one? So
Hmm.
people are out here just, you know, and we're picking based on our pain too. We're picking uh
Yeah.
based on our pain, based on how we feel about ourselves. And we're also picking people based on you know, whatever show, the biggest show that they're able to show us. Like, in those first couple of weeks or months or whatever it may be, they are putting on their best act.
Yeah.
And we think this person is the most awesome person ever, you know. And a lot of times those same people were settling for some of those people too, because we like, I can go with this. This is okay, but it's not exactly what you want. But you're like, I can make this work.
Yeah.
And you end up getting hurt. The person who trying to make it work end up getting hurt, opposed to the other person that was given a chance.
Yeah.
So
That's a part of that wasting somebody's time, but also in trying to see if that is the person that you
right,
are really into. Because we do have those, well, they call some phases like honeymoon phases, where it's like all happy go lucky at the beginning, maybe the first few days or first few weeks, and then you start to see a person's true colors or
right,
whatnot. So, I mean, I look at that too, but I don't want to. It's kind of like I don't want to engage in that testing process, because I feel like you should already have what I desire, and I should already have what you desire, instead of testing it out.
right.
Especially in the dating phase. I don't know if a lot of people are still into dating, but if we I don't know if I told somebody this or I told my dad, but it's like some of these things that happen during the dating process is a little played out for me. I was like, I can take myself out to eat. I mean, no shame, no harm,
I,
no none of
hey,
that.
I'm
I
going out
can
myself
I
today.
can yeah, like I can take my own self what bowling or whatever we do as an extracurricular activity, but I want to know the behind the scenes. I don't want to keep going through the same old cycle of what has been introduced to me as a dating part of a relationship. Because like I said in the beginning with the whole tradition thing, I think it's like a step by step thing. They get to know you. They get to know what color you like. They get to know what your favorite foods are if they are even interested. And then they offer to take you somewhere just to see how you may act in public or whatever.
Right.
But like I like to tell people all the time, what you get in public is what you get in private. I don't like to flip flop.
Right.
However, there are some more chill moments when I am in private with people. And you'll get to see the more humorous side of me maybe, or the more relaxed part, because when I'm in public, I'm on the go. So you
Right.
really can't get from that little glimpse of what you see when I'm in action. But when I'm in chill mode in private, I'm hey, you got my undivided attention pretty much. And we can have a decent or civilized conversation. But anything other than that is like I don't want to put on for nobody.
Right.
And the same way I carry myself, I always consider myself to be a plain Jane. All that makeup and stuff, it really ain't for me unless I'm actually going out somewhere. Doing up my hair or whatever it is that may attract certain guys. If I ain't got that, don't approach me because you already see it before you
Right.
come and try to holler at me. So don't even play yourself like that.
Right.
So what I was gonna ask you too is and it may be on the flip side or just a quick change, but what role should the parents play? Because I don't like to keep running into guys who seem like a mama's boy, and I don't like to prejudge them per se in my thoughts and
Mhm.
be like, okay, well, yeah, you deep off into your mama, so you really ain't gonna have time for me. But
Right.
I understand that that relationship must be foundational before you even get to me so that I can know how you're going to treat me.
Right.
So I don't know what you can say on that tip.
Um, Now, the only reason I can speak on it a little bit is because I had those friends and those friends who were mama boy, and they were all in their relationship and this, that, and the third, and they were all in the girl, in the girl relationship. You shouldn't date her, this, that, and the third, and the mother was taking over, and my mom is not like that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom gets to meet the people or whatever when I know it's serious. You're not just
Yeah.
coming over just to meeting it, just to meet it. Now, I understand if you come to a game or something like that and y'all end up crossing paths, that's different. But just like coming and just that's the sole purpose. It takes time for that. But that situation, those things can really hinder and hurt a relationship, because I tell my children all the time. I say, man, I've given y'all as much tools as I can, and it's your job to make your decisions. I'm not going to make your decisions for you in your life. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
make your decisions, and I pray that I've given you enough information that you can make them accordingly. Because it's not my decision who you date. Who you date is who you want to date, and you'll figure it out one way or the other, whether it's good or bad, if the decision that you made, and you know, even just who they pursue or whatever like that. So, but I've seen those people who have mama situations, and the mama has helped run the girl away.
Mm-hmm.
And because the mother wants to be number one in the life, it says it in the Bible. Man finds a wife, and he goes away from his parents,
Yeah.
basically, for the most part. So you even though your parents are always gonna be your parents, you have a family now. You have a situation now, and your family comes first, not your other family, your wife and your kids for that family. They come first. But a lot of people don't know how to separate the two,
Yeah.
because I've had situations where women in my family who are married, we may be like, man, the dude, this, and the third. And they sitting there gossiping to us about the dude, and next we see him with the dude, and they back together and they hugged up. I'm like, I
Yeah.
get it. That's your husband. You need to choose your husband. I get it. So hey, I'm not gonna say nothing else.
Yeah.
So you make your decision based on that situation. So you gotta, find your balance, and that's why picking right is so important. That's why I'm so cautious, because I know sometimes I do get like weary. Sometimes I get like tired of waiting,
Mhm.
So like sometimes I wanna just talk or take it to walk
Mhm.
to the park or something like that instead of doing it by myself. But I was like,
Mhm.
waiting is better than picking wrong and going through hell.
Mhm. So with that picking though, it's because I'm still making sure I understand and learn that part where I don't really need anyone else's approval of
Mhm.
it of what I'm hold on one second, I'm sorry. Okay. I realize that I don't really need anyone else's approval, but it's for me to feel more confident in it within myself before I continue on in what I
Right.
desire because I don't want to let that be an all of a sudden block for me even still because it's like okay I gotta let mama meet him, I gotta let daddy meet him, I gotta like this and that. So to me it's like it's okay for them to meet the person once I've fully gotten comfortable in meeting that person, but
Exactly.
if it's at the first of if if it's at the very beginning, then don't expect much, especially as family members, because even though we are close knit in a sense as a family, it doesn't mean you have to be involved in every single thing.
No,
And
no.
especially in the very beginning. So I just try to be like we keep tossing around the word cautious with that too, because I don't want you to be attached to somebody that I'm still getting to know and then something ends up happening. And
Right,
therefore I don't want to feel guilty for
right.
introducing y'all and it was kind of premature before it's time.
And you know how black people is. You bring somebody else around, they be like, "What happened to such and such?"
Yep.
you
Yep.
just you just get somebody new all the time. What happened to him?
Yep. And I think I did
Where
that
he?
one
So
time, or maybe two, but I was like, I have to learn from that. I don't want to always bring somebody, or I didn't always want to bring somebody to the family functions because there is a time and a place for it.
right,
When I'm for sure and I'm serious, and I know that you're serious about me. And
right,
I guess my next question, which again, this is not scripted, y'all. I don't have my questions written today. I'm just trying to make sure I understand from a male's perspective, as far as our generations and
mhm,
uh, pursuing one another and even the desires that we have to either be married or single. And I still kind of wonder why people like to be single, but I get it. At times when you have those moments to yourself and you don't have to share it with nobody, you ain't got to answer to nobody. I totally get it. So, singlehood, I think, is designated for those people who just don't really want nobody in their space. I don't
right,
mind people being in my space. I just know how to operate in asking them for, well, asking for space.
right,
So if you're in one room and I'm in another, that don't always mean that something is wrong. It's just I I I move in a way
right,
that is not hopefully interfering with anybody else. But my question was with this whole thing where I've been asked all the questions, like we skipped over the elementary questions, like what's your favorite color, what's all that. We didn't even go through that. But
right,
if I was talking to a guy, which has happened maybe once or twice already, you've asked me the questions, like as far as marriage, what I would like. I tell you, it's my genuine, God honest answer. Then we start talking a little bit more, start going out, and then everything gets silent.
Oh, that's because they were just waiting on somebody else. They was waiting on somebody else. They were just going along with the
Okay.
they were just going along with the plan, with the script, until the person that they really wanted. Because let's be honest, nobody really wants to be single. Let's be honest. If everyone could have the person that they wanted, there wouldn't be nobody single. If you can have the person that you want,
Mhm.
all these people that say, man, I'm happy being single, if they can have the person that they wanted, nobody would be single, period. Every
Okay.
single person would be in a relationship. And, some people are, you are a gatekeeper, I guess, when, they talk to you and they seem like they all into it and blah, blah, blah. And then next, 2, 3 weeks later, something changes because someone else has that they've been entertaining, or someone from the past has, basically opened up more to the ideal of them being together. So that's when the people run because unfortunately I've done it before and I've had it done to me too as well. I've had people, I've had someone that, I'm thinking like they into me, blah, blah, blah. They cooling. We hung out twice. The next week, that person was engaged.
Mm.
The next week, that person was like that person didn't answer no phone call, send me like a long text, and just didn't think it was gonna work, and blah blah blah. Blocked me on all social medias, and then some lo and behold, some way I saw, it wasn't that I was searching it. I saw that they were engaged, and I was like, they had to been talking to this person the same time they were talking to me and
Mhm.
longer. So
Mhm.
now people just are. That's why I said it's not cool to talk to multiple people at one time. You need to
Mhm.
focus on that person, but people don't like being uncomfortable. So they just talk to a whole bunch of persons. I'm just doing me. No, you really not. You really doing you is when people say do you, that's probably the worst advice that you can get because
Yeah.
you doing you is probably the wrong thing to do. So
Yeah.
that's why people do that. They when they just disappear, oh man, I've just been focusing on me. Lying.
Mm.
Lying. It's a fat out lie. Just been focusing on me, just been working on me. Now, I do understand some people who are scared, so they run, they sabotage it. So you have those people. So I probably say it's about 60-40, maybe 60 of the people that's lying, 40% of people who are scared to death and they sabotage it and they go into self isolation from it because they're scared. Like, this can't be you. This can't be you. So they just shut down.
So this self-isolation, it usually depends on the person and how long that lasts, right?
Yeah, and I guess it depends on like, their past, what they've had in the past, what has happened to them. Not in just relationships, but life as well. Because I used to self-sabotage because I've never there's no everyone in my family has been married multiple times. I've never seen a consistent, happy relationship. So when things were going too good, I'm like, man, something to happen. And
Mhm.
so I would go into like self-sabotage mode or
Mhm.
just even when jobs or because or just moving because I mean I've growing up I lived in a bunch of different houses. I'm used to hopping around, and so
Mhm. Same here.
you get into your life and you just like I'm just used to going here. That's normal. That's
Mhm.
not normal, um
Right.
unless it's God's will that you move or go here or go there or whatever it may be. But a lot of times these people are you know wounded and they don't even know that they're walking wounded and they're bleeding out onto other people and shutting down on other people. Then those same people you'll hear from them months later. Yeah, just
Mhm.
checking on you. Yeah, I hope you're good, man. I've been chilling, man. Those people, some of those people are depressed and they need to fix themselves. That's why I'm big on getting yourself together before you can date. Stop trying to fix yourself while you're dating other people. If you're not ready, stop asking. Like 99.9% of the women that I have encountered in the last couple years,
Mhm.
they have been after me. They have been after me, and then they go and do something just weird or be like, "Oh, I don't really want nothing serious." And I'm like, "You came after me. I didn't say nothing to you. You came after me." But like I said, a lot of people are just thinking that they're going to be fixed by a relationship, and if you're not fixed apart from that relationship, you're not going to be fixed with it.